I don't drive a lot. It's just not my thing, but I went out last night and I was taking corners like a dog, and I realized I think my driving skills come from this game.
Well, he was dating this girl who was way out of his league, and she dumped her, and I say, Jimmy, I mean, you're 4'2", what did you expect? Holy shit!
I should not be making this video so soon after being in a car crash, but you guys need me. That's a fact. If we were continuing on with some of the series I've been doing, I would play Hogwarts Legacy next. But not only is that a terrible idea, but it's a good idea to let all of that cool down. But also my PS5 broke, and it won't play discs right now. So even after paying my medical bills, I now lost $900. Oh well, at least I can play digital games, and that's why we're here today, to play World Rally Championship 7. Now my last video on the title garnered major disappointment, and this time will be different. I'm expecting 63 views. You understand that? And before we view the stats, can I just plug the channel real quick? I swear I'll be quick. If you guys subscribe to the channel, we can reach 1,000 subscribers and get monetized. All money from ads will go straight back into this channel, I promise you, with new games, new quality, new everything. And you can see all my process on the community page or Twitter, but that's once we get there. Thank you so much for clicking, and let's start. WRC 7, as it will be called from now on, came out on 2/10/2017 and was received with mixed reviews, although almost all of them around a 7 out of 10. And there isn't much here, so I guess we're playing the Illuminati of games. I don't want to take up more of your time with the development. It's not going to take us anywhere. If you didn't know, and for some reason I feel like I didn't, World Rally Racing 7 is based on the Rally Racing Championship in real life. Right, so I knew that, but I didn't realize that this game was actually connected at first. My last brain cell worked really hard for that one, trust me. I've been watching some real WRC recently, and I have some things to say. But let's start with the story. When I first introduced this game on the channel, I made a few mistakes with my lack of knowledge on the actual sport. Starting with the main career mode, your one-stop shop to play the game, but in the order of the tracks. There isn't much here, and I'll be honest, I didn't play through all of it. It just gets to a point where playing sports titles where you realize I'm playing the same thing as last time. Now maybe if I was a true fan of these sports, I would care more about the teams, cars, and drivers, but as someone who doesn't care about the sport yet, I don't think I'm the right person to tell you about the tribulations of the mode. But since I have no friends that could, let's continue. When choosing your career, you can choose a contract in which you are given a car, team, and stats. This is how the real version of works, of course. But when it comes to the game, not being able to choose your car, team, and upgrades, or anything, takes away from these simple mechanics of a story mode. When I play my hockey game for the 20th time, I want to earn money, upgrades, and play through these seasons with my own player and team. The WRC games are in a weird area between the Earth and Netherrealm. They can either make a super fun manager game with currency, this game has no currency, upgrades, or changes, or a realistic racer where we have to do what we have now. After choosing your contract, you can head into a race. The career mode is the best way to experience the game though. It is the basic way to play professionally. Although without the rewards or seasons, there is no way I will touch this game again in the next decade. Even if the actual sports doesn't have you upgrading your cars and gear as a driver, maybe there could have been a manager mode, or just a made-up currency to change your stats. Even this went up against the sports itself, it doesn't excuse the little content in the game that it has to offer. You get around 5 races per season, and in those 5 races you can experience some of the gameplay, although you might notice that the game repeats courses in the day and the night. This doesn't mean that the races aren't enjoyable, but they do make me feel a tad bit sad when we have to race for 7 minutes on the same stage at night this time. The contracts are also incredibly useless in their attempt to give you a choice. I literally just chose the first one. It's the red and blue pill, but they both just say speed. And after completing the races, you can advance from junior WRC to the professionally driven WRC. Although this isn't even fun to advance, just complete boring tasks to rank up, the career mode has no reason to be here other than to complete the year as seen in the real WRC. If you really enjoy the actual sport, this makes total sense. You buy these games to race the same tracks, events, and opponents as the sport. So in that regard, this game has what you want. But if you're like me and don't know too much about the sport and want just to race for fun and learn about it, this career mode is lacking many things that would make it fun. The actual gameplay of WRC 7 is such an advancement over the last. WRC 6 had problems with variety, and that has been seen to in this installment. There are many tracks and many more vehicles, and you can really tell when you're playing the solo mode. The tracks all feel extremely unique and fun to play, and can hold some really cool moments. The cars all feel very samey, but that doesn't mean that it really matters when the tracks hold enough value. Tracks can be held anywhere from the snow to lots of gravel, and they hold corners that can definitely lead to death. There are some really nice sections where you can really feel the car. In this next installment of the series, the graphics have been increased, and while they're not perfect or comparable to recent games, they are fine. The racing is where the game gets really good. Just like my last video, it's all about technique, learning to take corners with speed or grip, learning when to take forced turns and when to completely stop. It's all about the skill of the driver. This feels even better when the track switches between gravel and straight. It's great to feel the difference of the two. The tarmac road feels a lot more grippy. Taking corners is slow but methodical. On the gravel roads, taking a slip is sure to happen, but with the added slack, you can do some really insane drifts. And I really enjoy taking off the track, making sure I'm on point, and taking every corner with the insane speed of a bear on cocaine. This is the reason I play this game to end on end. Overall, WRC 7 is a very basic sports racing game, and a slightly better version than the last one. Many sports games are like this. They change very little since they need a new game every year, and why change something that isn't broken, right? There is no denying that this game is an improvement over the last title, but in some ways that should feel better. It's hard to review a game where I'm projecting something that I want to appear in the game, and it can be easy to dismantle my argument in review. This game is the average acceptance of a WRC title, but it could be a lot more. But just know that career mode won't bring down the score by a lot. Just a little. The games have some excellent racing, with corners and straights, feeling straight from the sports on the TV. The graphics are decent and the game is pretty fun. Although if I wanted to continue on to the next game, which I'm sure I will, I hope they change it more. I give WRC a 74 out of 100, 2 more points ahead of WRC 6 for its better gameplay and better graphics.
You know, I told him, I said, I don't want any STDs, so I can't be in a relationship with you anymore. Oh, shit!